Good evening, Prince Thomas of Savoy. I am here with our becoming regular guests, Lynn Pellegrini, Paul Salvatore, Chris Cody. Paul's going to start off to give us an update on the COVID pandemic. And Paul, go ahead.
Okay, I've been listening to the news lately, and so worldwide we have 3 million cases and over 200,000 deaths. In the U.S., we have over 1 million cases and over 55,000 deaths. In Connecticut, we have over 26,000 cases and over 2,000 deaths. But there is good news. Listening to the governor's briefing today, we are in our 7th straight day of reduced hospitalizations. So if you remember, the governor and the federal government, they were looking for at least 14 days before they start thinking about reducing restrictions. So that's good news. We're over halfway there to that 14-day. Give you an idea, scholarship-wise, Jason gave me an update. We have 3 scholarships in. He expects 2 other applications in. The due date is Thursday, April 30th. So if you haven't gotten your applications in, do get them in. Get a hold of Jason if you have any questions. So that's a good thought there. What they're expecting to do is have the review them and pick the scholarships by the end of May. And then we'll work on an announcement and a presentation to the folks after that. From a financial standpoint, dues are due April 30th. There are 55 of you guys out there that still owe money for the dues. So I urge you to get those in. If you have some financial difficulties because of the COVID virus situation, get a hold of Chris Cody and we'll work with you for the due payments. And just a reminder, we do have credit card availability through the website with a third-party secured line. So credit card is available for you at that as well. With the good news of the reduced hospitalizations and listening to the governor's report, there's more and more optimism about reopening the state. So we've put together a group of folks throughout the club. We've kind of broken down the club into various sections because I believe it's going to be a phased-in affair. So what we have is we have a group for the outside property. Brian Farrell is going to lead that group. We have Mike Senacore leading a group for the how to open up the lounge. Chris Cody, a group for how do we establish our bocce league and introduce that again. From a bar standpoint, Russ Rich, Ed Mateo, and Paul Rotondo will lead that group. From a rental standpoint, John Peluso. The golf tournament, Brian Farrell. The club picnic, Lynn Pellegrini and Joe Gorella. The cooking, our kitchen, and some of the things we might have to do when we reopen, Craig Schwartzman and his group. Club events, when we should start the club events, the different types of club events, Chris Cody and Mark Hill, and policing policy for the club, Paul Rotondo. If you remember, Paul's our rules guy, so we've got him working on the policing aspect of if we do open, when we do open, what do we need to do?
Paul, who's going to police Paul Rotondo?
That'd be your responsibility, Mark.
I don't want that.
Well, we'll probably have Elviro do it.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, that's like the sheep, the black sheep leading the black sheep.
Right.
So, but we're going to ask these groups to get together and report back to the board with their recommendations on, based on what they hear from the governor and CDC folks and all over the next couple of weeks. When we reopen, what are some of the things precautions that we're going to have to do in order to reopen safely for our members? So you'll hear more about our reopening plans in the next few weeks. But I just wanted to let you know we are beginning to look at that, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. So with that, Lynn?
Thank you, Paul. Hello, everybody. Just wanted to tell you that we are continuing to contact all of our members in one form or another, using phones for weekly for our ladies of a certain age. We're doing emails to women who are working and may not want to be interrupted during the day. We've sent pop-up cards to special people who are totally alone or need cheering up. And we started to send them to appreciation ones for nurses. And as soon as my new supply arrives, we will do that for educators. We have sent e-cards to a lot of members, most of which have not opened them. Please check your spam folder if you haven't gotten them. They would either be from Jackie Lawson, Blue Mountain, or Jib Jab. Let's see. The food deliveries are going well, and several of you have really stepped up in cooking great stuff. Appreciate that very much. I'll be working with Joe Grella, as Paul said, working on the plans for the picnic this summer, if and when we can do it. More to come on that. That's all I have, except I did see a piece of news today that apparently Punxsutawney Phil has the virus. He is quarantined and he's laying low, and so we have 2 more weeks of winter. Mother Nature is trying to help out, and she's doing a great job despite the cold weather. We've also noticed in talking to all the members, there's a very short supply on flour, sugar, vanilla, yeast, anything to do with baking. So somebody's got to be eating all of that, whatever you're baking. I'm thinking about initiating a Weight Watchers class this summer. That may help us out a little. Let's see. I wanted to tell you that Farmington Continuing Education has their catalog online. See if you can go learn something new for a while. Also wanted to let you know that the town of Avon has e-blasts that they send out. If you are not signed up for them, you should. Go to avonct.gov, and if you click on subscriptions, you can pick which items you would like to hear about. The dues are due for 15 more people. If you are one of those 15 people and do not want to rejoin, please, we need to know that too, so we don't keep hounding you. And as a reminder, the website has the e-blasts and these videos online on the news tab. So please refer to that if you aren't getting them in your email. And that's all I have. Chris?
Thanks, Lynn. Mr. Cody.
Hi, Lynn. Thanks. I'd like to start off by starting with some thank yous for those who've been actively helping with the food distribution. I think we just finished, I want to say, our 500th meal, if I count up all the meals that have been made by the individuals and we add them all up, since we're doing a twice-a-week distribution. In addition to that, I'd like to thank Susan for handling all of the COVID-19 blasts that we've had on Facebook that have been focused on getting information out about the club, about local things that are going on with some of the restaurants and supporting some of the local businesses. That's been fantastic. Obviously, I'd like to thank you, Lynn and Lisa, for the email blast that we send out to the club members to keep them updated. I've been hearing feedback that they appreciate that. Communications, Mark Hill has been the point man on making sure we have some productive meetings here, getting the information out. The food people, I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to thank all of them. They've come back, they've signed up, and then they got back in line and signed up again. It's been fantastic. Again, like I said, there's been over 500 individual servings that have been sent out. The Marcotte Soup Company, Craig Sabadosa, Dr. Frank, Joe Grella, Bev LaMonica, Gina M, Marie S, Lynn, yourself, you've signed on for some orange chicken coming up. Marie, Christine P. I think Christine has taken 4 different days. She's a rock star. She's been cooking like crazy, sending me pictures of the family making meals, so it's been great. Lori and Alan, they made food today. They've signed up again. John Cleary has stepped up. Marion has stepped up. Craig and Barbara. The Di Pasquale family have. The Kitchener crew. Let's see, Gina and Leslie and Kevin Ferry all made masks for the older members. We put those in the care packages. Gina asked if there's anyone else who needs masks to please contact me, and we're happy enough to get some out to them. They're available. The driving crew has faced a number of exciting escapades and bad weather for almost every day that we've had. So they'll have tales to tell later on after the COVID is over. But I want to thank Dave and Robin. Mark Hill has stepped up and done that. Vic has driven and made cookies. Craig Sabadosa, when he's not driving, he's cooking, so he's there. Jimmy Nardella, Vaughn, Marecki, Jason Indomenico, while he's running the Department of Education for Avon. He's also driving around making deliveries. So we've had a fantastic crew. I've gotten calls again. Bill Longy, the first thing he did when he came back to Connecticut, although he's now in a 14-day quarantine, and he'll never see this message because he probably doesn't have internet or anything like that, but he called me to ask if he could help. So that's fantastic. So again, we're still looking for more people to step up to cook some more meals. We're going to go, really, I think the plan is to try to go all the way through until we open the club, and just keep everybody safe. So that's our plan for right now. Paul touched on the dues section. Again, as we discussed, we just really want to know that whether or not you're going to continue your membership. No one wants to chase you down. We obviously know where you live. We have the list. We know how to get in touch with you. We're not going to bother you. We certainly understand the situation. But again, we got to keep the lights on and be ready to roll once the club opens again. And we certainly want to make sure that we can restock the liquor cabinets. So that's all I have for right now for my part of the report. Thanks everybody for all of your support. You've been fantastic. Lots of notes, emails, text. Stay safe. And if you need help or you need assistance, food, medicine, rides, please keep in touch, and we will talk to you soon.
Hey, Chris, just a couple things. First, a little birdie told me you have a big birthday coming up this week. I think it's 62.
That's incorrect.
Happy birthday. A big 62 for you. Also,
55, baby.
Also, I would like you to spend a very brief time, we know how you like to speak, on your selection process for the backdrops of your Zoom meeting here.
Is you didn't like that one? How's this one? This is better?
Well, tell us why did you pick these particular ones?
Well, because I had the ability to actually change my background. I wanted to try to work with the group to do a theme for them so that the visual aid was there for our audience tonight. Okay. This is the 13th time that we've done the broadcast this week. And by now I've been able to listen to their practice sessions and add different pictures. So it makes sense. Usually the video is not working and the lighting is bad. So we're trying to give people a little bit of a distraction. So the more that you need, the more that you'll get.
Okay.
You think we'd get better at this, but we just keep getting worse.
Well, I mean, we have been able to, if you think about it, we've been able to get rodent report into both of our last 2 episodes. People were riveted. I received probably 100 emails and texts last week. They wanted to know how many raccoons we caught. Lynn was able to introduce a groundhog to our story this week. Next week will probably be chipmunks. Who knows?
I think we'll probably go with bears next week.
Bears.
Oh, by the way, the Avon Library's movie pick of the week is Groundhog Day.
Appropriate.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, Paul, you want to wrap up for us?
Yeah, again, Chris, your team is doing a great job with the members to members. It's just outstanding what you guys are doing. So again, thank everybody for your thing. We are working to reopen the club. Teams are going to be actively doing and putting things together. So keep smiling and we'll get through this, and hope to see you soon.